Welcome. I am your host, and this is Essencology TV. Today we're going to deal with defining moments of Essencology. And so we want to define the term. This program is about defining terms of Essencology, and is primarily a resource for those who want to study the essence of man and how this essence promotes behavior and thought processes. And so today we're going to deal with Soulish Idian progression. Soulish Idian progression. It sounds like a mouthful, but in actuality, when we talk about the soul, we're talking about the living soul. The soul, which is the person that is composed of the intellect, the emotion, and the volition. Now, Freud, not that I hold to all of Freud's concepts in his psychoanalytic approaches to dealing with the human mind, but he says some very interesting things when he speaks of the id, the ego, and the superego. And I want to concentrate on the id today. The id is the part of the mind that is desiring to break out and to be free. In Essencology, we understand that the id is primarily an aspect of the Sarx, which the Bible calls flesh. And so when we talk about Sarkikosian considerations, we're talking about the unrestrained desires from every impulse or every instinct that is locked within the human species. And so when we speak of, again, every desire, every impulse, every instinct that seeks to break free, uncontrolled, and at its greatest strength or its greatest point of revealing and manifesting desires. And so Sarx and id seem to be related, especially conceptually. The id, according to Freud, is that part that we would call the it. Those aspirations, those desires, and those influxes of feelings that cause us to be self-centered and to do or to achieve or to experience everything that we desire and the moment we desire, and especially how we desire it. And so the id then, as we can understand it, if you see a plate and you love what's on the plate, the id then is that passion that would move you to take food off of someone else's plate or to take something from someone else simply because you desired it. And so when we talk about soulish Idian progression, we're talking about the living soul as it becomes stronger and it progresses within the Idian framework. In other words, seeking to be free to do what all of your compunctions, what all of your instincts, what all of your impulses are telling you to do. When a person progresses in the Idian instincts or the soulish Idian scenarios, what they do, they are literally now progressing and becoming more self-willed, becoming more, as we would say, carnal or sensual. Nothing is off limits. Nothing has any bounds because the individual seeks to promote their own desires. And it's like promoting their desires 2.0, 3.0, taking it to the next level, unrestrained, uninhibited, and on the fuel of an unrestrained will. Nothing is left. Nothing is out of bounds. Any and all things go. When the id produces a surge within the soul, then the desires, even the intellect, begins to work overtime to make what is being done palatable, desirable, and permissible. And so Soulish Idian progression is the extending of unrestrained desires and making them acceptable in one's own mind, discovering reasons and purposes to keep them going. I thank you for joining us today. I am your host, and this is all the time we have for Essencology TV, defining moments of Essencology. Until next time, God bless and heaven keep you.